right, it's a beautiful Sunday evening, day number 8 in the month of February 2026. Good evening, folks, and welcome to Iron Port here on Metropolitan Television. Iron Port is proudly brought to you by the Ghana Regional Authority, Well PLC, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link Network Services, Meridian Port Services, MPS, and indeed Phoenix Insurance. The show is proudly powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority-GPHA. And our media partner is the Business and Financial Times, the BNFT. Now, if you want to have a grasp of all that transpired in the show tonight, make a date and grab the Thursday edition of the BNFT, and you'll be able to read all that happened here on the show. Tonight, we are streaming live on our social media pages. On Facebook, we are live at Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Still on Facebook, we are live at Port of Tema. And on YouTube, we are streaming live at Iron Port. Now, as usual, we're going to be getting interactive with you, and so all you have to do is sit back, relax, grab your phones, and send us your messages and comments ahead via our dedicated WhatsApp line, which is 0538-037353. 0538-037353. And when the time is ripe, and I pick signals from the production team, we shall activate the phone lines for you to call in and contribute to the discussion. My name is Kennedy Mona. We are going for a quick break. When we return, we'll continue the show. Please stay with us.
Energy brings you quality choices with Goil Super XP, available in many Goil stations nationwide. It is fortified with special additives that help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Branch into a Goil station today and energize your ride with Goil Super XP, compatible with most vehicles. Goil Super XP, Wufilia, huh? Wubefeel. Goil, good energy. Yeah.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Yeah. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Welcome to today's edition of Serene Insurance Business News. We present to you Serena. You're right. You can complete an entire insurance process for the purchase of any motor and other insurance products, from onboarding to issuing a motor insurance sticker and policy certificate, all on WhatsApp in less than 10 minutes. Serena is simple to use and it prioritizes user ease and flexibility. You can either use voice notes or text to effortlessly issue your instant policy, cross-platform renewals, claims, and also process your payments through mobile money, Visa, and MasterCard. To engage Serena, just search for Serena Insurance on all social media handles and scan the Serena barcode or save her number 0500 517 114 and start chatting her on WhatsApp immediately. There you have it. Serena is not just a tool, it's an innovation by Serene Insurance designed to redefine how motor and travel insurance are accessed and managed. Speed, convenience, and reliability.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
At Phoenix Insurance, we make the unpredictable predictable and the uncertain certain with our range of products, including motor insurance, fire insurance, engineering insurance, marine insurance, accident insurances, and all types of bonds. We have you covered. We also support you with risk management advice to enable you stay focused on your business. Take a policy with Phoenix Insurance today. We help you rise from adversity stronger and more secure. Contact us on 0302 246319 or 0302 246644 or any of our branches, agencies, and brokers spread across the nation. You can as well connect with us on our WhatsApp chatbot. Efiba is waiting to assist you. Make the future predictable with Phoenix Insurance. Phoenix Insurance, a delightful service experience delivered with wisdom.
All right, welcome back. It's now time for us to take a look at happenings in the port and shipping industry over the last week by way of local news. Please enjoy.
The Minister for Transport, Joseph Bukari Nipe, accompanied by his deputy Dorcas Afotofe, has paid a working visit to Intercity STC Coaches Limited to assess operations and productivity at the company's main terminal in Awudome, Accra. The minister commended staff, particularly workshop engineers and technicians, for sustaining bus availability and service delivery despite institutional challenges. The visit comes as transport congestion experienced since mid-December 2025 continues, though at reduced levels after the Christmas period, placing sustained pressure on public transport providers. Managing Director of Intercity STC, Alassane Ligbe, told the press that management, with support from the Ministry of Transport, has begun implementing measures to turn around the company's operations.
We block revenue leakages, the issues that were around affecting our maintenance regime. We've corrected a lot of them, and there's a lot of improvement in that. There were a number of allied services that were outsourced, like the valuation department. We've taken it back, and we're making good progress. In 2 months, we got a little over 500,000 Ghana cedis from its operations. Our parcel service have been revamped. We're trying to develop it into a full-fledged cargo system. The month of January, we were able to rake in 1.7 million out of that. And we think that once the trajectory remains same, we should be able to improve things for the STC.
Addressing the media, Minister Nipe announced that government is procuring 100 electric buses for Intercity STC, with delivery expected by May and a phased rollout of an additional 400 buses thereafter.
The STC of past, that was of the most important travel company in the country, has gone down. It's our responsibility to revamp it, and myself and the entire management of STC, and for that matter government, we are willing to revamp, or we are working hard to revamp, to expand and retool STC. However, the internal bottlenecks, we have to fix them before we get any massive retooling of the system. We are doing this to make sure that we'll be able to service whatever loan that we'll get in to get the buses. We'll be able to maintain and improve upon services that are within the transport industry, especially through Intercity STC and Metro Mass Transit Limited.
He also called on private sector operators to help ease the current shortage of buses while government accelerates reforms in the public transport sector.
And I'm very hopeful that this issue of vehicle shortages and transport challenges within the nearby future will be a thing of the past. But just to caution that the private sector should take advantage. If not, that time to come, they will be saying that government has taken over the activities, because what we are going to do in terms of retooling will be a way that they themselves will not find space. But for them now, there's space. If they are not able to take advantage, when government fully takes advantage, I want to believe that they will not come at us that we have taken over businesses from them.
The minister told the terminal officers, stores and workshop where he engaged staff and urged them to sustain their efforts as government moves to retool Intercity STC as a critical pillar of Ghana's public transport system. The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, through the Port of Takoradi, has reaffirmed its commitment to inclusive community support with its annual donation exercise, reaching 2 special needs institutions in the Western region. The initiative, led by the Port's Marketing and Public Affairs Department, with support from human resource representatives, benefited the Secondary School for the Deaf and the Twin City Special School, continuing a long-standing tradition of giving back to communities within the Port's operational area. Deputy Marketing and Public Affairs Manager of the Port of Takoradi, Elias Umaru, explained that the donation was made on behalf of the Director General of GPHA, the Director of Port, and the management and staff of the Port of Takoradi. He noted that proceeds from the Port's annual Thanksgiving activities are used to support vulnerable institutions in recognition of the role faith and community play in the Port's success.
We are here to continue with this tradition inspired by what Christ did and has asked us to continue to do. For whatever we do to the least of our brethren, we do unto him. As a port, we are always conscious that whatever we are doing is only by the will of God that we are able to achieve anything. So it's in our tradition that every year we do Thanksgiving, and from the Thanksgiving we harvest the proceeds, and this is how we use the proceeds on behalf of the port community. So in short, we are here to continue that tradition, to share with you and the children in this institution.
Both schools expressed appreciation for the donation, describing GPHA as a dependable partner whose support continues to make a meaningful difference in the lives of children with special needs in the Secondary Takoradi metropolis.
On behalf of the children, the staff, I would also like to say a very big thank you to Ghana Ports for coming to put smiles on the faces of our children. And they are happy to see you today. We least expected it, so it's a surprise, yes. And we are most grateful. Thank you so much.
So on behalf of my SMC, the PTA, the management, the head, and the entire staff and students, we say that we are much appreciative. We always pray that whatever you sowed into this, God will replenish it. The institution should flourish. Thank you so much. And whatever you have brought here, we will put it in good use.
The Port of Takoradi has stepped up efforts to strengthen occupational safety across its port operations, with staff undergoing intensive swimming and water survival training. The program, organized as part of GPHA's staff development and safety enhancement initiatives, is aimed at equipping port workers with essential swimming and self-rescue skills. Speaking on the effectiveness of the training, Acting Learning and Development Manager Nancy Quason said the latest batch recorded significant improvement over previous sessions, noting that most participants can now swim confidently and rescue themselves in sea-related emergency situations.
It's been very good compared to the previous batches, and during the last session of the second batch, I would say this final day has been very good. And would encourage management to continue with the swimming lessons.
The swimming instructor for the Western Naval Command, Chief Ibrahim, underscored that safety remained the top priority throughout the exercise.
And so when you come to the swimming pool, first what we do is we check if indeed health-wise you're okay. That's physically and mentally. Then secondly, we position life balls and life jackets around for safety. Now, whilst instructing, we ensure that I, the instructor, my eyes are on the students every single moment to be sure that everybody is safe.
The training involved 24 participants who expressed appreciation to GPHA management, saying the lessons had equipped them with essential skills, including treading water, which enables individuals to remain afloat and await rescue in the event of accidental immersion.
No, that's the one place.
The 2024-2025 National Service personnel from the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority have completed a comprehensive refurbishment project at the Tema Urban Hospital, significantly upgrading critical care infrastructure within the facility. The project involves the renovation of the hospital's male and female wards and the adjoining corridor, which have now been converted into a fully functional emergency ward to improve the hospital's emergency response capacity. Works carried out under the projects included a complete rewiring of the electrical system and replacement of electrical equipment, installation of new ceiling boards, and repainting of the entire wards. The team also constructed a new workstation equipped with office chairs to support medical staff operations. Additional upgrades included the scraping and restoration of ward surfaces, fabrication and installation of new single and double glass doors at the entrances of both wards, welding and spraying of hospital beds, and replacement of damaged window blades. The completed refurbishment has resulted in the creation of a male recovery ward, a female recovery ward, and a newly established emergency room, providing a safer, more efficient, and patient-friendly environment for emergency healthcare delivery at the Tema Urban Hospital.
All right, so those were happenings in the port and shipping industry over the last week. We are now going to go for the word or phrase of the day segment. And remember, that segment has been fashioned to bring you up to speed with the terminologies and jargons we use in the shipping industry. Today's word, concession. Concession.
Concession. A concession is the contractual arrangement under which a government or port authority grants a private operator the right to operate, manage and invest in a specific port facility or terminal for a defined period, often in return for fees or revenue sharing. The Port Authority retains ownership of the land and infrastructure, while the concessionaire runs operations and may make capital investments under agreed performance and regulatory terms.
And on the health and safety tips segment, we today talk about CPR mask or pocket mask.
CPR mask, also known as pocket mask, is a life-saving barrier device used during rescue breathing. It protects the rescuer while helping deliver effective breaths to a victim who is not breathing.
All right, so we are zooming into our discussion proper tonight, and tonight we're taking a look at, when customs say they are protecting society through vigilance and commitment, what does that mean? And this was the theme for this year's World Customs Day celebrations, and Ghana joined the rest of the world recently to celebrate World Customs Day. And so we would want to find out from customs, that's of the Ghana Regional Authority, what they mean when they say they are protecting society through vigilance and commitment, particularly at the ports and the various points of entry and exits. And so it gives me pleasure to introduce to us Chief Revenue Officer Samuel Akrofi, who is the acting head, Ghana Customs Laboratory. No stranger to our import, has been here before. Good evening, sir, and welcome.
Good evening, Ken.
Awesome. I guess Happy New Year is in order?
Yes, same to you.
Absolutely, great. And also in the studios, Mr. Eugene Minka Asenso, Senior Revenue Officer, Tema Systems Unit of the Customs Collection. Good evening, sir, and welcome.
Yeah, good evening.
Absolutely. Your first time on our import?
Yes, please.
Absolutely, okay. So you're welcome. You're a friend of the show. And let me say Happy New Year to you as well.
Many happy returns.
Absolutely. So let me start with you, and if you can just give us your brief remarks with respect to this year's celebrations, World Customs Day. How did it pan out for you?
Thank you very much. Like you rightly said, the World Customs Day, which is marked on the 26th of every year, of 26th of January every year, provides an opportunity for the global customs community to rally around a theme, which theme now directs and focuses the global customs community and also serves as a convergence point for us to discuss issues relating to the global mandate as well as the various national mandates of customs administrations. This year, the theme is, like you rightly said, customs protecting society through vigilance and commitment. It calls on customs administrations all over the world, including Ghana, to use our mandates, our revenue collection mandates, as well as our societal protection mandates or our security mandates to prevent certain harmful, illicit, or unsafe goods from successfully crossing our borders.
Right.
Whilst in our business of facilitating legitimate trade and investments. So this theme specifically calls on customs administrations to enhance our alertness, specifically in relations to deterring, detecting, and responding to threats to the international security, international trade environment by securing it. We do this through, of course, collaborations, intelligence and information sharing, regional and international cooperation with other agencies like the Interpol, other customs administrations, other law enforcement organizations. We also focus on capacity development. We use our risk management. We use detection equipment, and we actually analyze big data within the framework of, like I said, customs to customs, customs to business, and then customs to other government agencies. So customs to customs administrations, we share information. Every import into any country is invariably an export from another country. So we use the information from an originating country in our destination country to analyze goods that are coming across our borders. We also deal with the trading public, businesses. Customs has a business to promote internal businesses, trade, and investments. And so we depend on the international trading community to act right, because there are some bad people out there who intend to exploit the international trade environment for malicious purposes. And it is the business of customs to fish out these miscreants from the large majority of compliant trade. And then we also work with other government agencies which are responsible for certain specific aspects of international trade, specifically relating to issuance of permits, licenses, and certificates and the like. So we use these as the cornerstones of safeguarding our society.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Right. So on an ordinary day at the port or any point of entry or exit, when you say you are protecting society through vigilance and commitment, what would it mean for the one that is there, going about his business or doing his trade?
Yes, it means that you should feel very all right. You should feel very safe if you have faithfully declared what you are, moving across our borders. And if what you are bringing in does not offend the law. You should be very afraid and be very worried, because we have the training, we have the capacity, we have the equipment, we are collaborating, and we will find you if you attempt to breach international law through the movement, the unauthorized movement of certain materials. Understandably, certain materials are restricted. And for every restricted product, it comes with a certificate, a license, some form of a permit, or some documentation in line with international or national regulations. So you first have to be abreast of with the information that you need to provide to customs before you initiate such an activity. If you do that within the confines of the law, you are all right. But if you are moving around the port and you do not, or the borders, and you do not comply, we are a law enforcement agency and the law will catch up with you. So that's the message we have.
Absolutely. All right, let me come to Senior Regional Officer Asenso and find out from you. He mentioned that primarily you deal with, on a customs basis. That's what you do in order to facilitate your work. And you are with the systems department. How integrated would you say? What's the level of integration, between customs across Africa? Are we there?
So before any consignment arrive in the country, customs might have received, or we receive information on the consignment through the manifest, and as he mentioned, through customs to customs collaboration, through what we call the advanced cargo information, and then also through the customs enforcement network, we're able to get information, and then we share information among ourselves through other government agencies like the Interpol, as he mentioned. So when you submit your customs declaration to us, and when we say declaration here, is a legal and authentication document through which the declarant provides the details of the consignment he intends to clear to customs. And because we already have information from the manifest through customs enforcement network, advanced cargo, we are able to compare the two. So when we compare and we realize that your documentations are incomplete and inconsistent, it raises a red flag. And then aside that one, if you declare your description of the items, if they are vague, it also alerts us. Because to us customs, identification is key. So we say before we can classify or value an item, we need to identify the item. And by identifying the item, we'll be able to properly classify or value the item. And again, if you are coming in and then the value that you've declared to customs are low or high, it also draws our attention. For instance, even though it is within our mandate to raise revenue for national development, if you come in with a value that is too high, it raises a red flag, as it can be a possible case for over-invoicing and money laundering. And then the people that we engage with, if you don't have proper compliance history with customs, it also alerts us anytime you are coming through our system. Because the beauty of the integrated customs management systems that we use now, it builds the historical data of how compliant a trader is. Then again, we have risk management systems. We receive intels that alert us on certain consignment. So if any consignment is coming through and any of these features are present, it raises red flag, and then we pay attention to the consignment that is coming to us.
So that's when you say this particular shipment requires or needs attention. Okay, you mentioned over-invoicing. I'm just a bit curious. Over-invoicing and under-invoicing, which one is better?
The two all are not good depending on the circumstances. Okay, the person under declaring is trying to evade tax, which is illegal. The one who is trying to overpay
is being overly patriotic. He wants to pay.
He's trying to use other means to either launder hard cash out of the country, and we need to check that. Because the more we allow them, it has adverse effects on our foreign exchange. The CD to the dollar depreciation rate, it all affected. So we need to be careful that we don't allow people to use our systems to affect all of us.
All right, so in times past, I think there was this issue of, other organizations, customs, not wanting to collaborate or not collaborating effectively, everyone protecting the turf. Is that still a situation, or this time you've gone past that and then everybody has come to accept the fact that we are living in a global village, and so we must necessarily cooperate and collaborate?
Now, we've all agreed that the main aim is to protect society. The main aim is to protect Ghana. The main aim is to raise revenue for national development. So we all come together, we share intelligence, we collaborate with each other, and at the end of the day, we achieve the main goal of protecting the people whilst facilitating legitimate trade.
All right, so I'll still stay with you and find out from you whether you can share a general example of no sensitive details or of something you intercepted that could have harmed the public.
I think around 31st December last year, around 3 p.m., 31st December, people are trying to close beat traffic, 31st night, whether they want to jump over or cross over, it happens. A trader came in through the Takoradi port, and they had 2 containers. the general description or the marks and numbers was that they were said to contain complete ceiling fans.
Okay.
But upon examination, we realized that they have cleverly concealed illicit drugs.
Wow.
Okay, so the drug was tapapentadol, okay, and then Tema. They are opioids. They work like the tramadols and then the rest.
Red, they call one red.
Okay, red. Unim red.
Yeah, unim red, yeah.
So, and when you study the declaration, you look at the exporter detail. When you check, the business that they engage in is far different from the content of the container.
Right.
So if the officer had not intercepted this and ended up in the
on
public,
the market, yeah.
Yes.
They destroy the youth, yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. That's a typical example. Sure. Awesome. Let me come to Chief Revenue Officer Samuel Akrufi and find out from you. When Customs says protecting society, what are you protecting people from? Is it unsafe goods like you just mentioned? Counterfeit products, drugs, weapons, harmful chemicals? Which of these is most real in your day-to-day work as a customs officer?
Thank you very much. That's a very interesting question. All of them are real, and we face them.
Right.
For the past year or so, we have had to battle, like you said, with these synthetic opioids. They come in different combinations. We've seen tapentadol coming alone. We've seen tapentadol with carisoprodol in there. We've seen tramadol in very high doses and in very scary combinations and quantities.
Yes.
People have brought them in under the guise of being transited through our borders to other destination countries.
Yes.
And they take it for granted that once it is indicated for a destination into a recipient country, customs, of course, will not conduct inspections on them. But our work is hinged on intelligence. And so we get intelligence, we process the intelligence, we share intelligence amongst all the security agencies.
Right.
And we work together as a team. So this year we have faced a lot of unsafe medicines. We are also aware that a large majority of substandard and falsified medicines in general are circulating within the African continent.
Right.
And so we are more vigilant at inspecting medicines to look out for the falsified medicines. We also know, for instance, that Ghana, because of its unique location at the center of the world, also becomes a transiting point for narcotics and other, goods that threaten our countries. Okay, we are also looking out for small arms and light weapons, as well as toxic industrial chemicals. And yes, we are also following the money. So illicit financial flows and all of that. So we do a lot of these goods, and they come to us every time. And let me mention here that Customs runs a system that never forgets.
Right.
So we build a database, and we keep a profile of everybody involved in trade.
Right.
So like I said in my opening statement, we use that risk management to be able to profile and understand who is bringing these materials into the country, why they are bringing the materials, and then where they are going to, including following the money. So this is what makes us more vigilant, and these are the things that jump at us on a day-to-day basis.
All right, you mentioned something that struck me, illicit financial flows.
Right.
Can you expatiate on that a bit?
Okay, so one interesting thing that I'll link to the movement of these illicit and falsified medicines is that somebody gets a very expensive medicine, and then what it is really is that they don't want to move medicines, or they don't want to sell medicines. They actually want to deposit monies in banks. They want to clean dirty money.
Yeah, sure.
So in cleaning the dirty money, they tie it to a transaction. And some of these transactions will definitely have flaws. And like we said, capacity building is one of the pillars by which customs is being built. So our officers have the capacity to identify errors in the shipment. And every crime leaves a trace. So we follow the trace, and we follow the money that is associated with the trade.
Yes.
And like he said, over-invoicing is also one of them.
Yeah.
Because they want to put monies into accounts and they want to tie these things to transactions, they are very generous in declaring how much those items cost.
Yes.
And then when customs says, oh, we have a revenue mandate, so pay this amount of duty, they are very happy to pay. And we have to say here that we are not just collecting the money. Customs is collecting the money only on legitimate cargo.
Right.
So our business is to make sure that we first cross the first filter of, is that cargo legitimate?
Yes.
And then we follow the money. So any illicit movement of monies, we work together with the state competent agencies.
Yes.
We provide and we share intelligence and information so that we are able to disrupt and dismantle these miscreants who are attempting to use international trade to commit crime. Thank you.
I will come to you, Mr. Asenso, but let me still stay with you a bit and find out from how rampant is this? How regular are these activities?
They are so regular that
it does appear as that every day they want to devise different schemes or ways of outwitting or beating the system.
Yes. You know, our systems are always being tested by different people.
Right.
So sometimes you see them in a seasonal manner. Sometimes, so you can't really say that it is constantly coming. Tactics keep changing.
Yes.
And we have a business to stay ahead of the tactics.
Right.
So we know that every day these attempts are being made because there are so many transactions that happen on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So yes, on a daily basis, we fish out for those ones and we find a good number of them. Yes.
It's serious. Okay, so let me come to you, Mr. Asenso, and find out from you which items pose the greatest danger, because perhaps they look normal, but can prove very deadly in the end.
So, like he mentioned, most of these substances or illicit drugs that comes in, and then fake medicines, imitation products that comes through, they are all dangerous. And then because when they use, most of them conceal them, and then some use unapproved routes to come in, so they don't go through testing, so they don't have the proper or the legitimate certificate, permit, license, or other regulatory documents to cover them. So we don't know the status of them, are they wholesome or not? But because they have used the approved route, and then you know the literacy rate, not everybody that can read the product.
Yes.
That they are buying from the market, and then they don't even know the effects of the product if they use it. What is the effect today, in a month time, in a year time?
Long term.
Yes, so we should all be vigilant about the things that we see on the market, and then we should go for prescription if you want to buy some medication, rather than buying from roadsides and then be like hawkers who sell medicine around the street. Yes.
Yeah. Right. I know in other jurisdictions, you don't go into the pharmacy unless you have a prescription. But ours is so open and a bit laxed, or overly laxed, that even an 8 or 9-year-old can just walk in there and say, I'm buying this, and then it's sold out without the person at the counter or other side asking, where's the prescription, who asked you to buy this, and all that. I mean, I think that those are also dangers that we should look out for. You mentioned the use of unapproved routes. Can you, throw more light on that?
So
smuggling?
Yes. So it comes. So when you come to Ghana here, we say we have 4 legal ways of importation.
Right.
Either you come by air, you come by sea, you come by land, or you come by the parcel post.
Right.
And then when you are coming in, you get in touch with customs, and then you pay. You pass your declaration, you pay your duties, and then they allow you to come in if you have passed or you have all the regulatory documents.
Yes.
If you come in aside any of these 4 legal ways of importation, we say you have smuggled the goods into the country. And our borders are porous, and then people try to use some of these unapproved rules to bring in this consignment into the country.
All right, so I would digress here a bit.
Sure.
And that has to do with the fact that recently there was a publication. A gentleman came in with, some number of phones. He said 15 phones. He brought it for the family and all that. And when you go to the airport, he was asked to pay duties and all that. Can you, educate us on this? I think Customs even issued a statement, on this particular matter, trying to educate the public. But if you can, bring us up to speed with what the requirements are. What quantity of items can you claim to be personal when you're coming via the airport? I mean, somebody can go to Dubai, go somewhere, buy perfumes, maybe 20, bottles of perfume that is coming for, it's for personal use. Do you describe that as commercial or for personal?
So if you read the customs act, we call something removal articles.
Right.
Okay. They are for Ghanaians who have lived outside Ghana for a continuous period of 12 months or more.
Right.
So when they are coming in, they come in with their personal belongings that they were using over there. Sometimes it could be provisions in stocks, but there are certain items we don't allow them to come in with.
Right.
Arms, ammunitions, vehicles, building materials, those ones we don't allow them to come in. But somebody travel for a week or 3 days, and he's coming in and then he's bringing a whole lot of items. So we ask, are they meant for personal use? If they are meant for personal use, on the normal day, how many perfumes or mobile phones that an individual is supposed to use? Anytime you are coming in and then the items are in commercial quantities, Customs determines the commercial quantities depending on the circumstances of your travel, okay, the duration that you stayed over there, okay. So if they are more than what is necessary, then we will ask you to pay duties and taxes on them.
Right.
If you are coming in with tools of profession, like your profession, you are a medical doctor, when you are coming, the things that you use to work, if you are coming,
and all that.
Those ones, we don't charge them. But an individual with 15 mobile phones, meaning you are coming to engage in trade.
Absolutely.
So you have to pay duties and taxes to help us develop the country.
No mini phone, iPhone 17 Pro Max. Let me come down. I'll pose the same question to you. Some of the items that are extremely dangerous, but looks normal, but in the end could prove, deadly.
Yes, thank you very much. Sometimes we take certain things for granted. When you are buying electrical cables, you're actually determining the longevity of your building.
Yeah.
We commonly see substandard electrical cables coming through our markets. It's one of the things that we see a lot. And we are working with the Ghana Standards Authority to come out with a modality to be able to identify these substandard ones.
Yes.
But it's best if, before you buy such a cable, you as an individual, you get the advice of a professional.
Right.
We see it often coming to the port, and we have had reasons to return some of these shipments to the country of origin. It's not always that customs would destroy. Sometimes when we notice that these substandard products can hurt our country and amounts to dumping, we take them back to the country of origin. We also find expired food products. You wouldn't see that the material or the food item is expired because that part might be effaced or it's only a batch number that is written on it. When we cannot ascertain the expiry dates of any food, medicine, cosmetic, or any other such materials coming into the country, we make sure that they do not enter into our country until we have ascertained that product can be brought into regulatory compliance. If it can, then the Ghana Standards Authority and the Food and Drugs Authority take steps to do that. Sometimes it could have been a genuine error.
Absolutely.
In other cases, when the attached documents or the circumstances do not support the fact that the product is wholesome, we take them back to the country of origin. So please, our viewers, nobody should be offended when customs returns your items. We've had instances when medicines have arrived in the country and they are 1 week to expiry.
Wow.
So technically, they have
Even
not
before you clear them from the
expired.
port, yeah. Yeah.
But there's a law. And that law says that when it has a shorter lifespan, I mean, about 80% of the shelf life has to be intact, the
Right.
Public Health Act.
Yes.
So we depend on a lot of laws. And sometimes you realize that it is only when these goods have arrived at the port that we get these kinds of explanations. We would rather err on the side of protecting our society, using security, using the mandate that the nation has given to us.
Right.
We'll make sure that we err on the side of protecting society than on the side of promoting your business if you do not comply. So yes, substandard medicines, falsified medicines are also, and expired products are also something that we see.
Right.
We are also beginning to see that certain cosmetics that have certain agents that are not healthy for us. I would specifically mention hydroquinone containing cosmetics that seem to be coming through our land borders and some other borders. We are aware that these things are coming. Please let me use your platform to say that no cosmetic containing hydroquinone will be allowed into the Republic of Ghana. If you bring it, we're going to seize it and you are going to surcharge you for the cost of destruction. At best, we will ask you to take it back to the country of origin at your own expense.
Exactly.
So we take the opportunity to educate our public, our cherished international traders, our cherished trading community, to comply with the laws. If you are bringing any cosmetic into the country, please ensure that you have a permit from the Food and Drugs Authority and the Ghana Standards Authority. Those two will constitute grounds for customs to allow you to bring them in if they are still within the shelf life and we meet the inspection criteria. Yes, thank you.
Now, whose fault is it that I am an importer, I'm a trader, I go to bring in a product and the shelf life is almost dead? 1 week to expiration, 2 weeks to expiration, 1 month to expiration, and okay, the goods are substandard, fake medicines and all that. Whose fault is it? Is it the importer or the fault is from the manufacturers?
Well, customs is not in the business of allocating or assigning blame or fault. But we look at the situation as is. And then we look at the fact that all these products you've mentioned, food items, cosmetics, medicines, are classified as restricted.
Right.
So before you come in, you have to make a declaration to the state competent authority, providing the necessary documentation to the effect that you intend bringing in these products.
Right.
Then the Food and Drugs Authority or the Standard Authority or the Environmental Protection Agency, in case of an industrial chemical, will give you the necessary guidance to import it right. Many times we see that these products arrive at our borders, probably because they were a donation or because the shelf life was getting up, the prices were reduced to clear, and certain traders took advantage of such circumstances to bring them in. If you do that, you would be setting yourself up
for losses,
a lot of trouble and losses. So please, the public should be advised.
All right. So you also, the other thing I wanted to clarify before I move to Mr. Asenso is the issue of, I don't know whether you would call it a re-export, when you return the goods that you think are substandard or fake to the country of origin.
Yes.
Who bears the cost?
The importer bears the cost because you ought to know when you are importing. So when you bring your things through our borders, remember that one of three things would apply. The first is that you'll be allowed to bring them in.
Yes.
The second is that we reserve the right as a republic through its customs administration to conduct tests to ascertain whether you meet certain defined criteria, quality criteria for bringing them into the country. And then the third is that we also reserve the right to reject the items that you are bringing into the country. So these are the options that customs will exercise. And we exercise that through the law. We exercise that as guided by the law.
Okay. Mr. Hassan, so let me come to you. Protecting society and then ensuring that there's fairness in the flow of trade, the fluidity of the way trade flows, that you don't unnecessarily, as it were, delay traders as they go about their duties. How do you draw that balance, that you are effective in the role of protecting society and that they also have the leeway to go about their business without let or hindrance?
So customs balances between protecting society and then the facilitation of legitimate trade through risk management and then trusted trader programs, particularly the authorized economic operator. So consignment that of low risk and then AEO certified clients are given less check or they have faster clearance at the port. These are persons that we have registered. We have vetted their documents over the period. They have good compliance history. They have proper internal controls. And then dealing with them is not risky. Though from time to time, post-clearance audits do go audit their activities. However, high-risk consignment are given much scrutiny. Okay, we vet their documents, we scan their consignment, we do physical inspection on them to make sure that they comply with regulatory provisions and then revenue is secured. Sometimes we allow people to clear their goods fast with PCA.
Post-clearance audit.
Yes, so once they take delivery of the consignment, post-clearance audit will follow up and then check up on them. This, what we do mostly is that we want to reward compliant traders. After rewarding them, we also want to enforce the law and ensure that people who don't comply suffer the penalty, and then we facilitate legitimate trade in the port.
So what should compliant importers and agents do to make the process smoother?
One, they should continue to declare correctly. Once you provide correct description of your item, it makes our works easier. Like I said earlier, identification precedes classification and valuation. Once you come to us with clean description of the item, it makes our works very easier. The value should be correct. Okay, you don't have to declare low values or over valuation. Because if you provide higher values, we will refer you to the appropriate office for them to handle that. And then you should submit complete documentation. When you are coming in, make sure that you have all your licenses, your certificates, your permits, and other regulatory documents, together with your commercial document, your trade documents, and then your transport documents, i.e. the commercial invoice, the parking list, the bill of lading or airway bills, parking list. You should have all of them before you come to us. And then when you receive queries from customs, please answer them on time. Okay, and then when you are answering the query, you should be precise and concise. Okay, and then you should avoid the delay. If you don't have anything to hide and then you genuinely make a mistake and customs queries you, it shouldn't take you time for you to respond to the
What's the ideal time for response once one is
Once the system is web-based, so once you receive the query, immediately you can go ahead and reply, and then the officer can pick your BOE and then work on them for you. And then we also say people should continue to maintain good compliance history with customs. Like I was saying, custom systems don't forget. Anything that you send to us, our system will pick it up, analyze it, and then keep it as a history on either the importer or the declarant. The same information or data will be fed into the risk management engine. So when you are coming in again, it will make reference to that. So if you consistently misdescribe and declare your value and all that, the system takes notes of that and then it can affect you. So we say the fastest route through the port is compliance. Once you comply, it won't take you more than 4 or 5 hours. You can clear from the port.
Awesome. All right, so tonight we're taking a look at the role of customs in protecting society through vigilance and commitment. With us in the studios, Chief Revenue Officer Samuel Akrofi, Acting Head, Customs Laboratory, and indeed Senior Revenue Officer Eugene Minkasen. So he is with the Systems Unit, Tema Collection, Customs Division, Ghana Regional Authority. We're going for a quick break. When we return, we'll continue the discussion. Please stay with us.
Energy brings you quality choices with Goil Super XP, available in many Goil stations nationwide. It is fortified with special additives that help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Branch into a Goil station today and energize your ride with Goil Super XP, compatible with most vehicles. Goil Super XP, Wufilia, huh? Wubefeel. Goil, good energy. Yeah.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Yeah. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifu, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water. Or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Welcome to today's edition of Serene Insurance Business News. We present to you Serena. You're right. You can complete an entire insurance process for the purchase of any motor and other insurance products, from onboarding to issuing a motor insurance sticker and policy certificate, all on WhatsApp in less than 10 minutes. Serena is simple to use and it prioritizes user ease and flexibility. You can either use voice notes or text to effortlessly issue your instant policy, cross-platform renewals, claims, and also process your payments through mobile money, Visa, and MasterCard. To engage Serena, just search for Serena Insurance on all social media handles and scan the Serena barcode or save her number 0500 517 114 and start chatting her on WhatsApp immediately. There you have it. Serena is not just a tool, it's an innovation by Serene Insurance designed to redefine how motor and travel insurance are accessed and managed. Speed, convenience, and reliability.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
At Phoenix Insurance, we make the unpredictable predictable and the uncertain certain with our range of products, including motor insurance, fire insurance, engineering insurance, marine insurance, accident insurances, and all types of bonds. We have you covered. We also support you with risk management advice to enable you stay focused on your business. Take a policy with Phoenix Insurance today. We help you rise from adversity stronger and more secure. Contact us on 0302 246319 or 0302 246644 or any of our branches, agencies, and brokers spread across the nation. You can as well connect with us on our WhatsApp chatbot. FIBA is waiting to assist you. Make the future predictable with Phoenix Insurance. Phoenix Insurance, a delightful service experience delivered with wisdom.
All right. So welcome back. Tonight, like I said, we're taking a look at the role of customs in protecting society through vigilance and commitment. And with us in the studios is Chief Revenue Officer Samuel Akrofi, who is the acting head of the Customs Laboratories, and indeed Senior Revenue Officer Eugene Minka Asenso, who is with the Systems Unit at the Tema Collection of the Ghana Revenue Authority, that's Customs. And the other two gentlemen we're having a discussion with. Now, let me come to you. And I've been told that we can activate the phone lines. You can call in. The number is right on the screen, 0245-834980. You can call in and ask my guest whatever question bothers your mind. And I will also be sharing your messages with the rest of the world and seeking some responses from my guests to you pretty shortly. But we all agree that threats keep changing. I mean, concealment methods, as it were, fake documents, new routes or routes. And so, in specific terms, if you can tell us, what does vigilance look like today for a customs officer, even before you approach the container to open it?
Okay, thank you very much. Once threats come, two other things show up. Vulnerabilities, and then what we are trying to protect.
Right.
So we are trying to protect our borders against threats.
Right.
The threats exploit vulnerabilities or weaknesses in our protection systems in order to succeed. And these threats, like you rightly said, keep changing. So it has now become incumbent, or it's always been incumbent upon the customs administrations to make sure that we institute the proper protection measures that can impart resilience.
Right.
And can actually, like I earlier indicated, deter and detect any breaches. So we are using a combination of, like I earlier mentioned, deep learning, machine learning.
Right.
And you might have heard that Customs has already deployed an artificial intelligence
AI
system to be able to screen for information from originating countries through shipping routes to destinations. And so we look for inconsistencies.
Right.
So we look long before any container is physically opened, the vigilance would have already started.
Yes.
So we review advanced cargo information to make sure that what has been declared, has declared it, what is the history of the people who are involved in this whole trade, tells us a story. Okay. And so we pick the story, and then we use other pieces of information.
Other pieces of information, shipping, yes. When we come back, you'll continue from there. But I understand we have a caller online. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Awesome. Please go ahead.
Okay, so please, I have this issue at the port. So I bought a car from Canada, and it came in December. I have paid the duty, but the shipper is refusing to give us the necessary details for us to come for the car. And since December, we've not been able to read, but I've paid the duty, everything. But now we've not been able to get the car. I don't know if they can advise me on how to go about this.
Okay, I think Mr. Minka says we can take that. Thank you very much, Nyamiche from Kokom Lemle. Yes, sir.
So he said he imported a car from Canada. He has paid the duty, and he's not able to clear the car from the port because the shipper has not given him the document. Now, in trade, we call a document bill of lading. Okay. Now, when you give your goods to the shipper to be sent to Ghana, they gave you a document, a receipt that shows that they have collected or received your consignment.
Yes.
Now, that document serves as a means of evidence, okay, that you have given your goods to the shipper.
Yeah.
Again, it serves as whoever holds the original copy of the bill is the right and true owner of the consignment.
Yes.
So when you get to the shipping agents in Ghana here, they are expecting you to give them a proof that shows that that vehicle that you want to make claim of belongs to you. And he is not having it.
Yeah.
So I suggest he will get in touch with the shipper, let the shipper send him a copy of the bill, and he can present same to the shipping agents in Ghana here, and then they will allow him to clear his vehicle.
Absolutely. Awesome. Thank you very much indeed. Yes, Mr. Kofi, please go ahead. You were flowing when I cut in. I'm sorry.
Yes, we're looking at the changing threats environment.
Yes.
So we adjust, we pick information, we use intelligence, we use big data, we use profiles and compliance history to be able to understand the threats.
Right.
Of course, we use new equipment. We understand or we are beginning to see patterns, new patterns evolving or new patterns emerging. We are even beginning to see transfers of radioactive and radioactive materials.
Right.
And I have to indicate that we have a lot of capacity to identify these unique class of dangerous goods.
Yes.
So we are seeing also that certain equipment parts are coming into the country. These things come as disassembled in different consignments.
Yes.
We are able to pick the pieces and put them together to build a story.
Right.
So we may not be able to share strategy here on this platform into details.
Absolutely.
But we just want our nation to be assured
that you are on
we
top of
have
the game.
the capacity.
Absolutely.
And we have been making these detections. And in addition, we do that through a lot of cooperation with the intelligence and the security, other security agencies, as well as the international trading regime. We have what is called the Customs Enforcement Network.
Right.
Where, this
Customs Enforcement Network. Let's go on to the lines. When we come back, you continue from there.
Right.
I understand we have Ernest from Kasua. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Awesome. Please go ahead.
Yes, please, I would like to know from the officers what is about this notion that custom officers connive with importers and exporters to cheat the country in terms of revenue, and how do they check those bad notes, and what is the contact where we can contact when there is anything of that nature?
All right, we should say alleged. We are not emphatic. We don't know.
That is so you say it's alleged.
Exactly. All right. Thank you very much indeed, Ernest. We're grateful.
Okay.
Who will take it? All right. Okay. Sure.
Okay. As he said, it's alleged.
Yes.
Okay. Now, before you come to the port to clear your goods, you might have paid, or you should pay your duties and taxes before you come to the port.
Right.
So customs, we don't collect physical money before you clear your goods. You should pay your duties and taxes at the bank before you come to the port to come and clear your goods. Now, we are customs officers. Any officer at the rank of Assistant Revenue Officer and above, okay, every 4 years, you are mandated to declare your asset.
Right.
Okay. Now, once you declare, it's mandatory, it's even attached to the payment of our salaries.
Right.
If you don't declare your assets and you don't present the receipt,
your
salaries will be blocked. Okay. So every custom officer at every 4 years at the rank of Assistant Revenue Officer and above, you have to declare your asset. So if he has paid any money to anybody or any customs officer, meaning he the one paying and then the officer involved are all not doing the right thing.
Right.
Because if you have paid your duty before coming to the port, why do you have to pay money to anyone?
Customs officer,
Again, you're not supposed to. So if any officer also demand money from you, officers have supervisors at the terminal. Aside that one, there is long room where you can get access to the 2IC, the assistant commissioner over there, and you can't make reports to them.
Right.
Customs have toll-free lines, they have internal affairs that you can go and report every officer. And per the way we dress, we identify ourselves by our name tags, our ranks, and all that. You can nicodemously take information about the officer and then go and report appropriately. But officers don't deliberately come to the point that they come to extort monies from you.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yes. So you were flowing, or you want to respond to?
Let me just add to that.
Okay. Sure.
So of course, because you are dealing with a human being or human beings, there will always be the challenge of integrity.
Yeah.
So for integrity issues, what the organization has done is to put in systems and measures. No customs officer has the power to vary certain things about your items.
Yeah.
Because there are checks and balances that the system itself has put in place. Even if you, quote unquote, successfully move these materials from the port, there is a post-clearance audit, that is conducted. And when that is found, I mean, you have found out, an investigation is triggered, and if obviously the customs officer is found culpable, sanctions apply. And if you are occupying a high office and then you bring that high office into disrepute, of course, you know that in the Republic of Ghana, there are severe sanctions.
Sure.
The various sector commanders and assistant commissioners and section heads and unit heads in customs operate an open door policy. What it means is that anybody at all can walk in without, what is it called, an appointment. You walk in and then you tell your story. And of course, confidentiality is absolutely guaranteed.
Right.
So my colleague also mentioned internal affairs.
Yes.
Right. So that is also a unit set up to make sure that issues of integrity, issues of bullying or, you know,
professional misconduct,
professional misconduct are all addressed. So
Right.
the colleague, the caller who called, you are advised to go to any nearest customs office.
Yes.
Demand to speak to the sector commander or the unit head,
Right.
and provide the information and as much evidence as possible that you have
to aid investigations. We
We don't take these things lightly at all.
Absolutely.
Because we know that we handle monies that the government of Ghana is going to going to use to develop our country. Let me just also add that when you connive with anybody at all to not pay taxes or to reduce the taxes, you are actually depriving our country from the revenues that we need to develop.
The country.
And we need to actually develop.
Absolutely.
Yes. So on the note of the Customs Enforcement Network.
Yes. All right. So let's go to you come there, but let's go to Mohammed, who's calling us from Tema. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Awesome. Thanks for the patience. Please go ahead.
Yeah, please, I want to find out from the GRA officer over there.
Yes.
Normally, valuation. First, if you are, let's say you are going for evaluation for a car, it takes less than 24 hours for you to get the value.
The values, okay.
But now, if you submit your value, your BOE, it takes almost 4 to 5 days. Which delays the work. What are they doing about it? Normally, if you find out, they say items delay. And meanwhile, sometimes you have, let's say, 4 working days or 5 working days for you to clear your goods or your car at the port. And you submit your values, and it takes days. Is it a sabotage or what? That's my question.
Right. Okay. Mr. Senso, please.
So, Mohammed, thank you for your question. So what we were saying is to previously, within 24 hours, you can get your assessment and then you go and make pay.
Right.
But we all know that there was some notice that were issued by the Ghana Link Services Limited that there were some systemic issues that they were trying to resolve.
Right.
I think they have been able to make headway, and then there has been an improvement.
Right.
So from last week coming, I think people have begun receiving their assessment for them to go and pay. Right. And I think they will keep on improving the system so that they can serve the general public better.
Absolutely. All right. So conclude with your earlier submission. Yes.
Thank you. But I also note that we take that feedback from Mohammed and we will act on it. Thank you very much. So I was just concluding that we use a secure communication platform as customs administrations globally to share information and intelligence in real time
Right.
regarding movement of these items that threaten our security.
Absolutely.
As
Okay.
state.
All right, let's go on to the phone lines. I understand we have one Tete calling us from Accra. Good evening.
Okay. My question is about containers from China. I'm an importer from China, and I sometimes use the agents who do the group containers.
Right.
Okay, so there's this container that one of the agents did, and I have my goods in that container. And when the container got to Ghana, the agent has collected the shipping fee and everything from those of us who have our goods in the container, but hasn't been able to pay whatever he's supposed to pay. So the container is actually gone on demurrage and virtually going on auction.
Yes.
My question is that those of us who have our goods in the container, through no fault of us, the demurrage and the container that is going on auction is through no fault of us. So isn't there a way that we can prove that we have paid the shipping and things to the agent so that the container can be released to us maybe through some other means,
right,
instead of the container going on auction? Because it's no fault of us, it's just one person who is in charge of the container who hasn't been able to make payment.
Yeah. Okay. All right, ma'am. Thank you very much. Mr. Asenso would profile a response, and let's see what advice you would give.
So, usually we advise that anytime you want to engage the services of a customs house agent or a consolidator or anybody, try and get persons who have good reputation or good history when it comes to clearance.
Yes.
Most people engage the people by the roadside or people that you cannot identify them to a particular office.
Yes.
Because if they have engaged the service of a reputable clearing agent, they wouldn't have been suffering this penalty. Ideally, the consolidator is supposed to do the breakdown for each of them, and then after the first release, so that each of them can get access to their individual house bill of ladings and use it to pass their declaration.
Right.
But because one person is delaying, and then the consolidator doesn't want to use his money to pay for the handling charges for that one person, so that the others will get, that's why they are all suffering this fate.
Right.
So they should talk to the consolidator and then try and reason with him so that he can make provision, and after the separation, they can clear their goods, and then the person who is not ready, they leave the other goods for the port, and then the appropriate procedure will be used to dispose of those from the port.
Okay. All right. So let's come back in studio. I think I have some messages here. We'll come to them, but let me come to you, Mr. Asenso, and find out from you the common red flags: misdeclaration, undervaluation, false HS codes, altered invoices, suspicious rioting, or unusual packaging.
So these are several warning signs that draws our attention. Like you rightly mentioned, misdescription.
Yes.
If he doesn't have anything to hide, why would he misdescribe the item?
Yeah.
Because he wants to either pay less duties and taxes.
Yeah.
You know, we have about 5 tariff bands from 0 to 35. Now, he knows that if he put it at the right description, we can, let's say it is a 35% rated item, but because he wants to pay 5% or 10%, he will bring in misdescription.
Yeah.
Undervaluation, he doesn't want to pay the right duties and taxes. Or overvaluation, when he has intention to either do a possible money laundering or transfer, over invoicing. And then
okay, and then you continue. I understand we have Ruby Tete. She's back. She wants to make a follow-up.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. You're welcome back.
All right. So I heard the explanation that he gave. He said the consolidator should be able to separate the goods and everything.
Yes.
But at this moment, it's gone past that stage, and the demurrage of the container is so huge. It's gone past that stage, and the consolidator is not ready to do anything about it. What options do we have as the owners of the goods in the container?
Right. You can see from her tone she's desperate. So,
Yes,
What can you do? Yeah.
Once he has a contractual agreement between the consolidator, because he made payment to the consolidator before the goods came, he can take the appropriate legal means against the consolidator because he paid money.
Yes.
He held her part of the bargain. She held her part of the bargain, but the consolidator is not willing to do her part.
Yes.
The consolidator holds a fiduciary right on behalf of the woman, so she can take legal actions against the consolidator.
Okay. Yes.
So the next one, we are looking at the inconsistency in the invoicing.
Right.
People doctor invoice, erase some part of the invoice just to deceive the officer. And then the route that the consignment used to come into the country.
Right.
There are certain routes they are noticed for illegal or smuggling and other stuff. So when goods are coming from those ones. And then how you package the goods. Some people store the container to the brim, such that at the port when they open, so it will fall down and then get damaged and all that. They might have intention of concealing certain things in the container. That's why they do that. So if one or more of these features appear on a declaration and then customs pay much attention to that consignment and then we check them.
Right. Okay, let's do some messages here. Our time is running fast, and we are not even halfway through what we have to discuss. Dakwa from Nungwa says, with smugglers using new concealment methods and fake documents, what does vigilance really mean for an officer before inspecting a container? I think that that question is in this one, and quickly maybe you would want. I think you responded to that. Yes, maybe yes, a rehash if she missed it.
So what we are saying is that we work smarter, not harder. So we use a number of tools available to us, which are very modern in nature, and it's hinged on the history and the reputation of you, the importer, even the exporter, and the originating country, the destination country.
Yes.
We create a profile, and then we are able to, we even know or have a very good idea of what is inside a package even before we open.
Right.
So yes, we have a lot of advanced information and we process all that before.
Okay. This one from Isaac in Ashaiman Zenu. He says, please ask your guest if it's possible for 15 used medium-sized mattresses to be valued at 66,000 Ghana cedis.
Did I hear used mattresses?
Yes.
For used mattresses, they are prohibited. So they are not supposed to come in at all. If they come in, they are seized and then taken to the state warehouse, and then we use the appropriate means to dispose them of.
What if they are new and unused?
If they are new, then the law allows you to bring them in. Yes.
Okay.
And then when you come in, you see, every consignment is unique, and the way we analyze or value them is unique.
Right.
We are looking at transaction value, the price actually paid or payable for the goods when they were sold for export into Ghana. So based on the commercial invoice that you present to us, the nature of the consignment, where is it coming from, the quality, the quantity. Okay, we know there are certain factors that can affect price. If you buy in larger quantity and then you just buy some few quantities, prices are not the same. How you make payments, people who pay upfront sometimes enjoy some kind of discount, and then people who promise to pay later, sometimes there are some interest that is added to the price payable. So all these factors, we bring them to the table before we determine the value of the item. So I cannot just sit here and say the price is correct or not. We have to look at all the circumstances surrounding the consignment before the valuation officer will make a determination.
Okay. All right. I think we'd have to have a part 2 of this discussion. Hopefully, I would speak to my bosses at the office, and then if they agree, I think we'll have to come next week for the part 2, because we are not done at all. We are not done, and our time is up. So we'd like to say big thanks to Chief Revenue Officer Samuel Akrofi, Acting Head, Customs Laboratories, and indeed Mr. Eugene Minka Asens, who is a Senior Revenue Officer at the Tema Systems Unit, Tema Collection Customs Division, Ghana Revenue Authority. They are the two gentlemen we'll be discussing today with. We're taking a look at the role of customs in protecting society through vigilance and commitment. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming. And like I said, God permits, next week we shall meet again to continue with the discussion. We'd like to say big thanks to all viewers and those who called in, those who sent in the messages. I would go ahead with your messages next week, and I'm sure we'll elicit some responses from our guests. We'd like to say big thanks also to our sponsors: Ghana Regional Authority, Well PLC, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link Network Services, Meridian Port Services, MPS, and indeed Phoenix Insurance. Remember, the show is proudly powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority-GPHA. We entreat you to keep watching the rest of our programs here on Metro TV, and also please make a date on Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. and watch our bridge version of Iron Port on Ghana Television GTV. My name is Kennedy Mona. God willing, next week we shall bounce back with another wonderful edition of our favorite Iron Port program. We thank you so much and wish you a super week ahead. And many thanks to everyone. We're out. God bless. No less. Bye.